Hey, Notary Buddies, it is Ladero Wharf with the Notary Know-How Georgia, and I want to just take you guys behind the scenes, I guess, with me today on creating a simple invoice using the Square platform. So, if for some of you guys who don't know, I have already recorded a full-on training. I guess I would call it a mini training, right? Of creating invoices for your clients and customers using the Square platform. But today, I just wanted to take you guys on a behind the scene with me because I need to send out an invoice for what was it, an apostille that I did, right? So you guys already know on this channel, I will be showing you guys some of all the things of the notary space, the good, the bad, the ugly. Also, we'll be covering business that are adjacent to the notary space, such as field inspections and also apostille facilitation, which today's video is focusing on, well, just invoice inside of it. And also, eventually, I keep on saying this, but I don't know, but eventually we'll be talking about some wedding officiants parts of the business unless I decide to cut that, right? But anyway, today let's go ahead and hop on to sharing the screen because I want to make it really quick for you guys on what we're doing here, because it is a working day for me and I've tried to record this video twice already and got interrupted with phone calls, and just got a text. So let's go ahead and hop over to Square and let's dive right into it. So as of for right now, I will be blocking out some information, obviously, because, you know, personal information, all that kind of stuff. But I'm over on Square and let's go. So where are we right now? So this is going to be just Square homepage, right? So what we're going to be doing, I'm just going to make it really simple and really easy. Oh, let's zoom in so you guys can actually see what's happening over here. What I am going to do is just go right here to send an invoice. Right. So if you guys don't have this on your screen because you haven't been using it often, I don't know what your Square setups going to look like, but you can either click send an invoice here, or on the left hand side, you can go to invoices. I'm just going to click send an invoice because if I click on invoices, it's going to pull all my invoices up and then I have to edit that out for you guys. So let's not do that. Too much extra work. So let's click on send an invoice and takes a second to load. I'm going to zoom back out just so you guys can see the full page really quickly. Actual size. There we go. So this is what it looks like when we're creating a brand new invoice on the Square platform. Again, I have a training that I did with you guys, or for you guys, that goes through all of these things that are important to know and some things you can just skip over. So for right now, in the very beginning, I will always start my invoices with, whoops, make sure I didn't mess up my sound there. I will always start my invoices with adding a customer. So I would just simply click on this drop down and either select someone from my existing clientele or just add a new one. But for the purpose of today's video, I'm going to leave it blank and then add it in at the end. That way, when I go through and edit it, I don't have to constantly blur out the information. I only have to do it one time and one time only. So again, we're just skipping that part from now. And I have the client's business card right here that I'm going to be entering the information from. But let's just go ahead and skip that and go to invoice details. So invoice details, we have the invoice title. Let's just call it apostille facilitation and notary services. That is a long title. But again, this is a very detailed client. So let's go ahead and do that. So invoice ID, I'm just going to leave it. And he's also, what is his title? He's a VP of finance. So I'm trying to make sure it's very detailed for him. Vice President of Finance for this particular company. So awesome. Okay, so now let's do service date. When did I'm looking over here because that's where I always do this. Like my desk area is not big enough for me right now. So I separate things on 3 different tables, and the stuff that I need is clear over there on that table. And I'm trying to read it from here. So I'm squinting to see what it says because I literally have it propped up. But the service date, let me just look at my calendar real quick. So I know it was someday last week. And yes, you guys don't be shaming me. Normally in my business, I collect the money at the time of the apostille, like all of it right up front, because I've had one person not pay me, still to this day has not paid me for the apostille that I did for them, that I facilitated for them. And so never again. I say that, but obviously you guys see me, I'm creating an invoice right now, and I did already turn this apostille into them. But again, this is a very large company, and we've, let's see, even though we just started working together, I'm on apostille number 6 for them. So they gonna pay me, right? I believe they're gonna pay me. So let me go and see. So the first day of service was I picked it up on the 22nd and I completed on the 23rd and turned it back in on the 23rd. So let's just go ahead and put the 22nd. And I know it's the 28th, you guys. I have been real busy and still feeling under the weather. Anyway, let's continue working instead of chatting. So service date 8/22. Frequency is only one time I'm sending this. This is not going to be a recurring invoice, and I'm going to send it immediately, and I'm going to say that it's due today because it should have been due on the 23rd, but that's me. I'll take care of that. So now line items. If you guys haven't watched it before, I did a whole training on creating your item library for your Square invoices. Also, I do QuickBook invoices. I do invoices through Stripe as well, just because I do have multiple systems. But today we're using Square. It's because I can't get into my QuickBooks account right now. I need a code, and I can't access that code. So I'm like, oh, let's just send it with Square. That's why you have a backup to the backup to the backup. Anyway, so as I was saying, I showed you guys how to create an item library. But if you don't have one, all you have to do is just simply click in this box right here and then just start typing, right? So I already have it in here, as you guys can see. But if I wanted to say, let's just say ABC test, right? Or ABX test. If I wanted to just add that, I could add it as, let's zoom back out. I don't know what's going on. There we go. I can add it as a whole new item library item, or I can just use it as a one-time thing, something I'm not going to use ever again, right? But for me, again, this was an apostille facilitation, and we did some notary work for them. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Also this, do not, what I'm going to show you guys right here, and I'm going to put it on the screen as subtext as well. Do not copy my pricing. And it's not because I'm telling you, don't be like me. It's like, no. I price this particular job at a very, let's see, low rate, if you will, for a very specific reason, because we do, the plan is to do a lot together with them. It started out as one, they liked my conversation, they liked what I was saying, and I ended up walking out of the office with 4, right? And then I did 2 more. Then I did some notary work while I was there. So what you guys are going to see in this invoice today is definitely going to be a lot less than some of you would charge. And some of you are going to be like, oh, I didn't know I can charge that much. And the only reason, I'm only speaking from my experience in the state of Georgia. Let me say that I am a Georgia notary, right? The apostille facilitation process does not fall under my notary law process. So as long as I act with integrity and I build my business correctly and I am transparent on my pricing and a client agrees to it, we're golden, right? I could charge him $1,000 for this, and if he said, okay, let's do it, I would have made $1,000, but I'm not that guy. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at this. So apostille facilitation, I have mine as variable pricing because every time I enter it, this screen will come up and I can alter the pricing, right? If you go to my website, genmobilenotary.com, it will shows you what I charge, like my straight up cost for doing an apostille facilitation. But as a business owner, I do have the right to offer discounts. And that's what I did for this company. So for the first one, I charged them $75, and this was, I'm going to put in the notes what apostille this was for. So this was for the country of India. I can spell country of India. And I'm just going to click on save. And it doesn't show it on this screen, but I do believe if I look at a preview, it'll let me know, say apostille facilitation 1, and it'll say country of India somewhere underneath it, right? And so I did a total of 4 for them and some notary work. So let's just keep on adding them. The apostille facilitation, I charged them only $35, and this was a second one. Country of, let's just copy this so I don't have to keep on typing it. Whoa, copy of India. And this was 2. So let me save that, and I'm actually going to go back to this one and click on edit it, and do number 1 and save. And then we have another apostille facilitation, and I charge them country of Poland. We don't need to zoom in. Come on. There we go. Save. And then we have one more apostille facilitation, and I only charge $35 for that. And I'll tell you guys why I did that afterwards. Country of, I think it was, oh my gosh, I can't. Netherlands. Save. And then we have notary work. How do I want to charge this one? Because I threw the notary work in for free because it was something separate apart from the apostille. So I just did that for free. So for this, I did, let's see, notary. I'm going to put my notary stamp fee in here. And I stamped how many documents? Because there was one each for each apostille. So that was 4. And then we did 2 extra for all the other notary work, right? So notary stamp fees, we have $12 for that. And then, so just put it under convenience and mileage or something like that. What is this? Travel. That's what I think I use it as. Travel/convenience. Because of where he was, literally like 8 minutes from my house. So that would just be a $40 for the notary and the travel and convenience and the stamps and all that kind of stuff. So what was it? I put 6 in there. So that was 6, so it's 12. So 40. Just on in my head, but I'll do it on camera for you guys. So again, for me, I since it's that close and I know my area, I would just charge them 40, maybe 45, right, for just the notary part. But for me, that does include up to, I tell them 5 stamps, but we did 6. I don't care. I'm not going to charge an extra until our notary stamp fee goes to $5 and make it easier for me to do. I'm not going to charge them nickel and dime them for everyone. So it's just 1 extra. So we're just going to leave it as that. So 40 minus 12, so 28. So I'm just going to say my travel and convenience fee was 28 for mobile notary services, and I'm going to save. And then what I'm going to do is take this $40 right here, right back off. I just want him to have it as a breakdown, right? So that's all of the line items going to add. So as of right now, we come up to 220. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this $40 off because I did do that for free for them. So let's go ahead and add a discount. Oh, it's not in here. So I can just skip a discount name, but I already have some discounts built in here. So I'm just going to add a new one right now. Free. Hold on, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back. As you can see, the time jump, it's been some time. So I had to deal with that phone call that came in, and it took me about 30 minutes to take care of that. So where were we? Oh, let's go ahead and add a discount, right? So discount, we are just gonna do, I don't have it in here. So, and everybody's coming back. So 1 second. I'm recording a video. Free notarization. Let's just add that for now. Use a custom discount, and we are going to put it as a dollar amount, not a percentage. And because I wish I can just do this variable because the discount's not always going to be the same. Just so I know what this is, call it stamps and travel/convene CON. Okay, let's just do that and do a dollar amount, and it was going to be 40, right? 8, 9, 10, so $40. Add, and there we go. It took us back down to 180, which was the agreed upon price. And let's scroll down. Sorry, guys, you can hear my dog breathing. They just went on like an hour-long walk, and they come back panting. That's why I was trying to record this video while they were gone. So let's do, okay, we'll leave credit card and debit card payments on. I'll turn on bank transfer just in case he wants to do that. I am not going to allow him to do Cash App Pay. And that's just because this is, again, VP of finance of a company. So they're either going to pay me with a debit or credit card, or they're going to do an ACH payment. And I don't need to turn any of this other stuff on. Sure, let's allow them to tip if they want. And I want to share this via email, just because, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share via email, and also I'm going to share via link, probably just for now. But because I'm going to send my own email, just because I've noticed that when I send emails through Square or what is it called, QuickBooks or something like that, the recipient claims it always goes to spam. So I'm just going to send my own email from my company. So I'll just share it via link for right now. And I'm not going to turn on any of the reminders because as you can see, I deactivated all of those because I just don't get in here in enough time and click paid, and people have paid me already and they're getting a reminder and multiple reminders, right? So we're just going to skip that. And now that's it. Well, let me show you a preview. The only thing that's missing is the client information. Again, I'm not going to add that while we're on camera together. I'll do that later. But if I just did a preview of this, this is what it looks like. So it shows that there is an invoice from Gen Mobile Notary, blah, 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 for $180. And the customer info would normally be right here, which obviously is not there. And then we have a breakdown of the services that were provided. So the apostille facilitation, the country number 1 was India, 75, and each of the next 3 were 35 each. And then we see that we had a notary stamp fee of $12 and then a travel and convenience of 28. And then I just went ahead and took that completely off, which brought them back down to 180. And I stated that I would explain. You guys can see that that's my office address, old office address. I need to update that actually. But as I said, I would explain before, the reason I didn't charge them an arm and a leg, again, because we were doing, by the end of it, I was doing quite a few things, right? So I did 4 apostille facilitations for them. And this was it. Since they were all going to countries that are within The Hague, I had to do no extra work, right? I sat there, I completed my certificate that I needed to, because we were doing passport. It was a US passport. And so we were right there. I made copies of the passport identification page, and then I included my passport certificate. It's somewhere, I don't know where I put it. I included that with the documents. I had to include 4 separate ones because we were doing 4 separate countries, right? 4 separate apostilles. And apart from that, they all went to the exact same place. I went to the exact same office. It took me 15 minutes total after getting to the office to get these done, right? And so that's why I don't charge people an arm and a leg, because I do know there's some notary buddies out there that charge like, I don't know, 150, 180, 195 even for the first one, and then like 85, 70, 75, 80, 85 per additional one. I will do that if it's in excess, right? And especially if it's going to a non-Hague country. But here in Georgia, we have a different process, which makes it so easy. And I'm like 20 minutes from the office, so I don't charge my clients an arm and a leg for that, because I do it around my schedule, right? I'm not going to go over there to the office at 3 in the afternoon because I'm going to get stuck in traffic. I go right in a little window when there's a break in Georgia traffic, and that's when I get them all done. And if it's outside that window, then yes, there will be extra charge for it, because it's just, and they understand. People that live here understand that, right? That 20 minutes, it's taking me an hour one day. It's taking me 45 minutes another time, but normally it's 20 minutes, right? But anyway, I just want to show you guys that. It was a real quick, not so quick video of just creating a invoice using, what do you call it? Using Square. And so now all I'm going to do is take that invoice that I was just showing you guys, just to wrap it up here, since I'm in preview mode. What I'm going to do is just, I'm not going to create it just yet, but let's just say when I'm done, I'm going to get a link, and a link, again, is going to look just like the preview mode, right? So I'll just get this. Let's just say this is the link right here. I'll get that, and then I'll send it over to the client in an email that I'm going to write and say, hey, it was good doing business with you, blah, blah, blah. Put all, because the email will have all my professional branding on there, right? And then I will just send it over to him, and he should be paying it pretty quickly. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys today.